Hello, glad to have you join us on NTA Channel 5 News at 7. I am Blessing Amfulani. Remember to join our YouTube channel on NTA Channel 5 Abuja. We start by telling you that the FCT Minister Nyesom Wike says the administration has expended 90% of the 2024 FCT budget estimates. The minister also disclosed that the Minister of State has been directed to interface with the striking LEA teachers to ensure quick resolution of the impasse. It was during the ongoing inspection tour of some projects. Anoze Yakubu reports.
The International Conference Center undergoing rehabilitation work was the first port of call during the inspection tour. Thereafter, the minister and his team inspected the ongoing construction of the Abuja division of the Court of Appeal complex in Jabi, Laikipiu. Then the Outer Northern Expressway, otherwise known as N20, where the minister was taking around the project sites, including the bridges. Impressed with the level and quality of work done, the minister reveals that 90% of the 2024 FCT budget estimate has so far been expended.
We believe by the grace of God that the project will take over the International Conference Center by April and May. We also believe, as we agreed, the company carrying out the project of the Abuja division of the Court of Appeal. That will be handed over in September this year. And we have also agreed with Gilbert.
On the striking LEA teachers, Nyesom Wike discloses that they
brought back.
Empty and locked classrooms surrounded with quietness greeted NTA News crew at the LEA Model Primary School Gariki 2. Teachers say they were communicated through the teachers' WhatsApp group and were asked to commence strike.
A 40% peculiar that Baba Buhari implemented, could not implemented salary increment as has been given.
When I came this morning, I have to address my children that they should leave the school. That is exactly what happened, till further notice. It can be in a week time, it can be in 2 weeks time, it depending on the sitting between the NET and our employee.
Some school children were seen roaming in the school, obviously missing the school activities.
No pay teachers their salary.
Okay, so are you happy about it?
No.
Uh-oh. So what do you want the government to do?
They should pay the teachers their salary so that let them resume to school.
The LEA Festival Road Primary School Area 10 showed the school to be a shadow of itself. Acting Executive Chairman, FCT Universal Basic Education Board, Al-Hassan Sule says the strike is taking the federal government backwards because it is happening at a time there is a massive campaign for reducing out-of-school children.
Going on strike will not solve our problem. Let's accord our honorable minister, Barrister Nyesom Wike, who has been doing everything possible to change the narratives of FC schools by engaging in school approach. Where schools have been renovated, training and supports so that FCT schools will serve as a reference point to other states to emulate.
It was gathered that a similar strike was aborted last year, December, with the signing of a memorandum of understanding by joint unions and the council chairman. In Abuja, Safia Noma Uche, NTA News.
As the world commemorates Radio Day, the Minister of Information and National Orientation, Muhammad Idris, has urged all radio stations in Nigeria to use their platforms to create awareness about climate change and its impact on the country. Through informative and educational programs, the minister believes radio, like other critical media, can equip communities with the knowledge and tools to adapt to the changing climate and mitigate its effects. He challenged radio stations to collaborate with other organizations and experts in the fields of climate change to provide accurate and reliable information to listeners through interviews with scientists, environmentalists, and policymakers to enhance understanding of the issue and work towards finding sustainable solutions in line with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's renewed hope agenda. The minister, in a statement he personally signed, called upon the community to use the opportunity to reflect on their actions and how they contribute to climate change by adhering to simple changes in their daily habits, such as reducing plastic usage, conserving energy, and promoting sustainable agriculture in order to make a significant impact in the long run. As Nigeria joins the world to celebrate the role of radio in fighting climate change, it is also important for citizens to remember that effects of climate change issues are beyond borders and are felt globally. The minister therefore appealed to Nigerians to join hands with other nations to find solutions and create a better future for generations to come. While congratulating UNESCO on the initiative, Muhammad Idris wants the power of radio to be fully harnessed to make a difference and protect the planet for future generations. Still taking Radio Day, the radio, as a powerful medium of mass communication, has become an invaluable channel of news and information dissemination with the widest reach globally. As global attention today focuses on the 11th anniversary of World Radio Day, many say the radio has remained a companion for its over 110 years of existence. Abdullah Ajia tells us more about the 13th February annual celebration of the World Radio Day.
Even in the face of dynamics of fast-changing media world, the radio remains and serves its purpose in information dissemination, human socialization and civilization, as well as societal development.
Radio is live. I listen to radio, both my language, Hausa dialect, and I listen to English, which is it's true that I got information and I learned a lot. The information getting from radio is fantastic.
Its survival over a century, experts say, is not unconnected with its unique features of being ubiquitous, affordable, and easy to maintain. The radio has played a significant role in molding society and shaping minds in the colonial and post-colonial eras.
Up to now, even in the digital age, I think it's still something that cannot be rivaled in terms of its compatibility, in terms of
what radio had done in the development and tried to express
2011 and was later endorsed by the United Nations General Assembly. The day was meant to remember the unique power of the radio to touch lives and bringing people together across every corner of the globe. The radio is regarded as much more than a forum for information and entertainment. It is believed to have more reach than any other medium of mass communication. The global observance of World Radio Day is aimed at creating awareness in the minds of the people, especially those in remote communities, developing regions, and vulnerable populations, and to also place the radio as a vector of cohesion, education, public debate, and culture.
Whether in terms of issues of political socialization or the narratives in political economy or the attitudes of civil advocacy, radio has remained in the forefront.
The deregulation policy brought about the proliferation of public and private radio stations, thereby creating a variety of choices and giving more voice to the people. The 2025 World Radio Day, which is the 11th in the series, has the theme Radio and Climate Change. This is to talk about the power of the radio in reaching out to local communities affected by climate change issues and mitigation measures. In Abuja, Abdullah Ajia, NTA News.
We apologize for loss of audio in some part of that report. Moving on, the Abuja Municipal Area Council, AMAC, has established a special task force to tackle the menace of touts and illegal revenue collectors who harass motorists in the city, tarnishing the council's image. Deborah Gazaji-Maika reports that the AMAC chairman, represented by his special assistant on media and public affairs, announced this initiative at a one-day capacity building workshop for revenue tax team in Abuja.
The Abuja Municipal Area Council has trained about 200 personnel of its revenue tax team to operate professionally, shedding their previous reputation for touting. The team has been urged to redeem AMAC's image by conducting themselves in an orderly manner during field work and revenue generation enforcement.
Severally, I've told them to work under the ambit of the law. They are our ambassadors. They are the ambassadors of Abuja Municipal Area Council, and the council is looking up to them, and also the public is also observing what they are doing. Those ones that always jump into people's car, arrest them, or losing plate numbers. Call the nearest police, or come to the information office of the council and report them. We know what to do.
Okay, so what is your advice to the trainees?
I've advised them.
In fact, we did twice in a year to train them and let them know how to collect this money. You know, collection of revenue is the sole responsibility of AMAC to collect this money. So what we are doing, because of the allegations, noise from everywhere, that is why we train our boys. And I pray that this training, I hope that they will use this training, they will utilize this training.
The training emphasized the importance of emotional intelligence and adherence to the law. Participants were taught to work within the legal framework to ensure seamless revenue collection.
If you don't have emotional intelligence to calm them down, talk to them nicely, and also collect the revenue the way you're supposed to collect.
We'll be trained and we'll be retrained in our mood and conduct while on the road. That's why I'm here.
As part of its efforts to eradicate fake revenue collectors, AMAC advises the public to arrest and report any harassing revenue agents to the nearest police station. This measure aims to maintain order and prevent nuisance, as legitimate revenue personnel are trained to conduct themselves professionally. In Abuja, Deborah Gazaji-Maika, NTA News.
Providers rendering assistance to victims of human trafficking and violence against persons have been encouraged to engage actively and share experiences that will shape collective approach to service delivery. This came to the fore at a one-day training convened by a non-governmental organization, Azawash Women and Children Intervention Center in Abuja, to address challenges faced by victims of human trafficking and violence in the country. Onoze Yakubu reports that the training is in partnership with NAPTIP.
This gathering comprises groups of stakeholders, including policymakers, service providers, and all advocates, all united by a common goal of protecting the dignity and rights of victims of human trafficking and violence against persons. The Azawaj Women and Children Intervention Center is at the forefront of this initiative of empowering and protecting the vulnerable population, especially women and children in the society.
In this training, you are not just learning, you are feeling the way to real change and defining what it means to support victims of human trafficking and violence against persons.
For the National Agency for the Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons, NAPTIP, the training is a call to action and to reaffirm commitment to upholding the rights of victims and create a society free from exploitation.
As one of our 5 approaches, partnership plays a very pivotal role in combating human trafficking with support from partners and stakeholders.
We will explore topics such as victimology, the overview of the national policy on protection and assistance to trafficked persons in Nigeria, and the minimum standards.
Participants, described as critical defenders of human rights and hope, are encouraged to engage actively and share experiences that will shape the collective approach to service delivery.
we are very, very positive that this resource partnership with will spark meaningful conversations.
As part of their fight, they establish mobile trucks to rescue people who were sexually assaulted in a way to get them to a place where they could be properly tested.
The training is on policy guidelines and minimum standard for service providers rendering assistance to victims of human trafficking and violence against persons. Onoze Yakubu, NTA News.
It's sports time. Let's now join the sports desk for Sports Brief with Abdullahi Ajia.
After being sidelined from several international competitions due to a FIFA ban team, the latest update from the football body reveals that Russia will take on Nigeria's Super Eagles in June. Prior to this, Russia will face Zambia in March. While the venue for the match has not yet been confirmed, it is expected to take place in Moscow, the capital of Russia. Elsewhere, Confederation of African Football (CAF) has unveiled the draw for the playoff stage of the 2024 Championship of African Nations. 7 teams that had withdrawn from the initial qualifiers were included in the draw. The first leg matches of the first round are scheduled between February 28 and March 2, with the return leg set to take place the following week. The second round of the playoffs is set to occur in May 2025. Still on football, the Confederation of African Football (CAF) has revealed the draws for the 2025 Under-20 Africa Cup of Nations. In the draw, held on Thursday, Nigeria's Flying Eagles were placed in Group B alongside Egypt, Morocco and South Africa. To boxing, Nigerian heavyweight boxer Efe Ajagba has fired another Martin Bakole ahead of the International Boxing Federation title eliminator bout in May. This latest round follows Ajagba's previous warning when he shared footage of his devastating knockout victory over Brent Howard on social media. With Sports Brief, Abdullah Hajia.
Aje minister yeso wuke wadai inge owo gwamnati uku aje minister yeso wuke wadai inge owo gwamnati uku a tutu ga zashi ya kwakwanya na baice mu yashi iga abashin ba ake zidna ya fata yaya wanda zai ku wadai inge minister